Another miserable day outside. So let's take our oil cooler, which is the best one, 5-row with all the brackets set up just for the Grom, except I've got the man-in-the-box filter and they don't work together. So I'm gonna start taking this cover off here to begin with, and let's see if we can figure it out. All those out. Got the 2 screws on there out. I'm gonna do this all with my phone because I forgot the GoPro at home. And this should pop. Okay. Put it down. Should I bother with that? Do I need to pull the other side off? See, a big issue is I've looked up just the straight installation videos that people have done when they put these on, and they're like, yeah, I pulled this off, pulled that off, put it on, and put it back together. There's a lot more to it. Problem is, I do not speak that, so I gotta sort of just try to go by pictures. Also, I got the kit from DHM, which I highly recommend because you also get their valve covers, which it plumbs through, which are a lot better quality than if you buy it anywhere else. And they also give you the bottom one just to match, which I'm assuming you pull the O-rings off the old ones, because I didn't see any O-rings. You get some stickers, and I believe they give you some better hardware, because I think I've seen people say these strip out. We'll find as we go. I just changed to the Coso high flow oil pump yesterday. That's why it's a little bit oily before. Give you a hose, and I'm guessing you're trimming. I think there's going to be a lot left because it sits right in here and it just plumbs through here, so a lot less hoses running around. And they do the bracket in 2 pieces, which I believe is just so it can fit in that box better. I have to hit the can, but while I'm doing that, I'm gonna read this a little and see if I should take that other side cover off. I kind of think I might need to, just to make the plumbing easier. I'm feeling a little bit lighter. It looks, I'm gonna assume this is this side, but they're pulling, I mean, they're pulling all sorts of, they're even pulling these off. And I wonder if it's just for access to pull this off. I'm gonna try to do as much as I can without doing more than I need to. Because, I mean, they also have a lot about pulling like the stock air box and everything off. So that might be some of that in a language I can't read. But I think I know that's one of the mounting points. And of course we have all this here. I think they give, since it's getting rid of the stock air box, I believe this is another the air sensor wire, how like you get the extensions. It looks to me like I'm gonna have to just buy the chimera, however you want to say it, intake. I thought, can I just like cut this down? Is it gonna make a difference? Because the chimera has a short ram and a long ram intake, and this is just silicone tube. And possibly, I mean, I got a welder, plasma cutter and stuff. I can make a bracket that would move everything back. Let me just pull this off and start putting all the brackets together, because I believe like step 1 and step 2 is just attach the 2 halves of the bracket and then attach the cooler itself to the bracket, and then I should be able to hold it up and see just how much of it is in the way. It really sucks because I waited because I liked the looks of this intake better. I liked how it was tucked out of the way, and it was unavailable for a real long time when these first came out, the 22s and the Chimera. Yeah, it came down here. I should have, if I would have just bought that because it was around right away, and then I wouldn't be dealing with this. But here we are, hindsight. I also said I'm never gonna get into like programmers and stuff. Now I have the eraser. I never said I'd do a big bore. There's a big bore in that box. So, you know, it's all part of the life. I feel accomplished if all this goes to hell. I pulled the bottom valve cover to put the new one on. So something actually changed. So I got my little pick. Gonna pull that O-ring out. Little victories to make the bigger victories a little better. You can see it's bigger, thicker, it's finned. It's gonna give you slightly, you know, more cooling than the stock one. And like I said, if you get the one, let me put this, if you buy the Kitaco wheel cooler kit from anywhere else, because DHM, they are out of stock a lot, but I think it's worth waiting for them. I think you end up paying around the same or the same, and you only get the top one, and it's not this substantial, and they don't give you a bottom one, which DHM does, so it's a much better deal to wait a bit. Or you could actually just get those separate, but it's like $100 and some for the pair otherwise. But I waited because I'm in no rush to put the 149 kit on anyway, because I need new exhaust, because I need one with the O2 bung, because I'm gonna have the auto tune to go with the eraser. So yeah. All right. Back the rest of the side covers off, just because if I have to make something to make it work, or just so you can see why it is the way it is, if I can't make it work, give a little more visibility. Now that they're all off, man, does that look different? I believe what I'll do, let me push that out of the way. I'll disconnect that, and I'll take the bracket off from this. Get that out of the way for now and forget about it, and then wonder why my bike won't start. Get this out of the way, then I'm going to hold up the other stuff and go from there. Okay, so like I said, it's going to mount right here is where the old intake mounted. Don't know what that is yet. It might be from taking off the air box. No. Like I was saying before, it does come with this kit to relocate the air thingy to the bracket. Now, I mean, that can get part of this part of the bracket out of the way if it's in the way at all. Otherwise, that's just the breather, the crankcase breather, and the filter isn't gonna be that much in the way. I'm gonna keep on working, see where it gets us, get this sort of mounted up. I only have one bolt on this side now. The other bolt goes where the other part of the airbox is mounted. Same general place, other side. And go from there, but I don't think this should be that horrible of a fix. We'll take time to do it right, to get to everything. We'll take a lot of dismantling both sides. Well, let's see what we can come up with. It's on. It's nice and strong. There's all kinds of little other attachment points. I'm sort of thinking that's only there so that you can get to that. I don't see anything in the instructions. But there's all sorts of little, like, parts to attach your trim to that if it was from the original airbox, I'd probably chuck that in a dumpster like 2 years ago. No, this should be the other. Oh yeah, that's on that side. For now, I'm not going to do that. It's probably going to come back to bite me because I probably won't be able to get that on there after. See, should probably I should probably plumb the whole thing and do the whole oil cooler before I really start messing with that. But I mean, if I just cut or drill a new hole in that bracket there, trim the tiniest bit off of that hose, should be fine. As I'm getting this rigged up, these are the bolts that come with the Kitaco kit, and these are the ones that DHM gives you. It's the same material and everything, but the DHM ones, let's see if you can focus this. On the right, you can see is a much bigger diameter in there. So I imagine that is a good. Well, I'm wrong about that. I mean, possibly, but you need two for the valve cover and two for the oil cooler. So I only have two of each. This is no help at all. I don't know if one's supposed to go. That's not the point of the video. The point is the air filter intake. But I'm going to put these on the oil cooler itself, because I'm not a huge fan of flashy orange and blue and anodized nonsense. So hopefully it'll be a little more out of the way and less noticeable. I mean, the whole system can only flow as fast as its most resistant piece, so you know, shouldn't make a difference. If it does, somebody tell me. I got the plumbing run, which is a pain. One thing I learned is you don't want your hose too far up on that fitting, because then when you go to tighten it, these bosses here are pretty wide. That'll give you a bad day. Right. After running it like 3 different ways, I'm probably gonna have to change it again when I try to get this to work. Because that hose, and the instructions are useless after basically mounting that to that. It doesn't even, I mean, that's not what it's going into. It's not even parts that are with it. So, you know, after you figure out like step 1, you might as well just throw them out. I just can't read them anyway. But let me, where was it? And drill out just a hole here and see if I can just mount that over that and see what we come up with. I think if I take like an inch off of here, we'll be fine. Well, we're past the point of no return now, kids. Stupid me though. Oh, there it is. I chucked the part I cut off. So what I'm gonna do is measure, hold the hole, how much I cut off, and trim that much off my hose. Theoretically, it'll come out to approximately that much. I know what you're saying. The air filter is going to be right behind the oil cooler, so it's going to be blocking air, and the air that's coming through is going to be warmer. I get it. It's still going to work. It's raining. I have it. I don't want to buy a new intake yet. Just showing you that it can be done. Well, not yet, but so okay, yeah. So this part of the bracket is hitting that part there. I don't see a need for this yet. I'm gonna cut this off right here. I mean, it wasn't there before. We'll see what happens. It's gonna suck. I don't know if you can see, but it's more than just the tab that sticks out that needs to be cut. Because the breather will hit the bracket before the hole lines up where it needs to be. It's definitely doable. It's not as hard or as easy as I first imagined. What I would do is not take apart as much as I did. I couldn't find anything. There was one video and I don't know, he moved this whole bracket forward. I didn't want to do that. And then cut some other crap and it looked kind of janky. But what I would do is just unbolt that bracket, undo this hose clamp, and that'll pull this entire bracket and section off. I would cut the this bracket right out of the box. That tab that I cut off already doesn't do anything. And I would go to where it comes straight out. You can see that. And about to where this tab let me just pull this off quick. So this tab was right here. Yeah, there's 2 different spots I was cutting it. That comes out, that does nothing. So get that out of the way so you can see. I would come straight out from there to the end of where this tab would be. Just go straight down and over, cut that all off, take about 3/4 of an inch off of this hose, and then where'd it go? Just cut the end off of that and re-drill your hole. Everything should go easy peasy. Now the oil cooler itself is another thing, because the instructions are garbage and you're just gonna have to figure a lot of stuff out on your own. Not the end of the world, just little details like which bolts go where and how to route. And there you are. If you want to do this, it's not as hard as you think. About 3/4 of an inch off of there. Trim that bracket like I said. It'll look better for you because you're not doing it on the bike and you didn't have to plug your filter hose with a paper towel, which then you set on fire while you were cutting it with a grinder. But it's actually really easy to make the whole man-in-the-box setup work with the Kitaco 5-row oil cooler that's made for the Grom. I didn't want to go with some janky setup where you run all your crap and you sort of make it work, you know. I bought the bike new and I'm dumping thousands and thousands into it, so I'd rather do things the right way. It's a little more expensive, but yeah, easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Let me get the rest of it back together, and there we are. Man-in-the-box intake with the Kitaco oil cooler. Oh, tucked in there nicely. Got some room. Not all hanging out gangly like the other ones. And everything looks good. It's not as hard as you think, especially if you had me to do it for you. Trim that stuff, slap it right on. The whole thing won't take you long at all, and it's not hard. Just gotta cut that one bracket. You can even make it easier. You won't even have to cut the bracket if you just relocate your breather. The oil cooler comes with everything you need to actually take the air, oh, I put it back together, put the air freaking pluggy thing in, would mount on the bracket over here, so that wouldn't be there. And the breather is just a breather. I mean, like my cam cover breather, it's actually the same breather. All you need to do is wire tie it somewhere. That doesn't have to be anywhere specific. And after that, all you would have to do, I mean, you don't even need a grinder or anything then. All you need is a razor blade or utility knife to cut about 3/4 of an inch off of the intake tube, remount your air filter, and drill that hole forward a little bit so you can mount the whole thing back a hair, and it'd be easy, super easy. So if you got one and the man-in-the-box kit and you want the air cooler and you're holding off because everybody says it doesn't work, blah blah blah, it's easy to make it work. Do you have any questions? Just ask.